Hi, everyone. My name is Scott Saunders. I'm the head baseball coach for the Byram Hills baseball program. So, tonight I just wanted to go over some of our policies and procedures, discuss a little bit about the upcoming season. First off, just like to introduce our coaching staff. All right, I am really happy to inform everyone that our coaching staff pretty much has stayed intact through the years. As you can see up here on the board, our assistant coaches are with the varsity team, our coach Bobby Jordan. He's our program-wide pitching coach. With Matt Jordan, our assistant varsity coach. We have Fred Schwam, our volunteer varsity coach. And then with our JV program, we bring back Coach Diego Cabezas. We have a new assistant coach, Ken Corella. And we have our volunteer assistant coach, Armin Yusi, back with us again. In the modified program, we have Coach Levi Littman and David Bruskowitz. All of our information throughout the season is posted on SportsU. So you can download the app, that's Sports YOU, or you can go online, all right, to the email address, sportsu.com. The join code is right up here posted, so it's JQX6PS7. And during the year, that's where we post updates, schedule changes, any relevant information. So it's really important that everybody's up and on there. That's our primary communication device throughout the entire season. Another big piece of information, participation form is live starting on March 1st, 2022. It's located on the school district website, byramhills.org/athletics. Go to resources, click all forms. It's needed in order to try out and participate. This must be completed and submitted by parents every single season, regardless of if your son or daughter plays a different sport in the same school year. So please make sure we have that. Otherwise, the athlete can't get on the field prior to that first practice. Okay, just moving on down the list. Just some information here. Tryouts officially start, and our season officially starts on Monday, March 14th. We'll get that going with every single member in our program. All right, starts on March 14th. We try out together, all right, regardless of grades. So grades 8 through 12, anybody trying out tries out in front of all the coaches so we can have all eyes on them at the same time. We try out for 3 days on the 14th, 15th, and 16th when the teams are announced. And we'll have private conversations with each of the players to let them know what team they were placed on, or if they made the team, or if they were cut. Basically, it's a numbers game, especially with the varsity. We have 11 returning seniors this year. We have 15 returning players from last year's roster. Typically, we keep anywhere from 18 to 20 players, and then we do the same thing on the JV. One of the school district policies is that if 8th graders are trying out for a JV team, then and they were to make the roster, no 9th or 10th graders could be cut in place of an 8th grader. We do anticipate over 20 to 25 9th through 10th graders trying out this year. So we really have to see how that shakes out. But deciding who to cut may be the most difficult aspect of coaching and the least favorite part of my job. Many coaches feel the purpose of high school athletics is to give an opportunity to all students to have a positive high school experience. Most believe that winning is secondary to developing character, sportsmanship, and teamwork. I agree with all of that. These are truly the most important reasons for high school athletics, but they aren't the only reasons. If the sole purpose of high school athletics was to give everyone an equal opportunity to play, then let's tear down the scoreboards and quit keeping score. Athletics at the high school level is meant to be competitive. It's why there are championships. Winning is not the most important aspect, but preparing athletes to compete is very important. We'd be doing a great disservice to our players if we did not try to put the most competitive team possible on the field. When the cuts are made, every now and then, we get parents that write emails, call, or come in for meetings to complain about their child getting cut. I understand the disappointment and the need for answers for your child, but we have never reversed the decision because of a parent complaint. The better course of action is to have the player come speak to me. We'll have an honest discussion about why he got cut and what he needs to do to improve on for the future. Moving on down, if we just take a look at our coaching philosophy here. All right, pretty self-explanatory, a bunch of them, but I wanted to go over a few. Number 3 that I have listed there, we require your son's complete commitment during the season. We want players who want to be challenged, be a part of something bigger than themselves, committed to their teammates. We want players that are willing to compete and push themselves. Players that are willing to work for that, that's the type of player who thrives in our program. So it's a big commitment. All right. Modified practice is typically 4 to 5 times a week after school for about 2 hours. JV is typically 5-6 days a week. It's Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Saturdays, it's anywhere from 9 to about 11 p.m. And in varsity is the same deal. Varsity is a 6-day-a-week commitment, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5:30 p.m. And then Saturdays, typically 9 to 11:30 p.m. Now, we do need to have flexibility, especially in the spring with the rain and, unfortunately, in the early parts of the season, snow, field conditions. So times are subject to change based on field availability, weather, facilities. We do share the gyms and other facilities with 6 other teams in the spring. So there does have to be, a level of flexibility when we're going through all that. Okay. Sticking with our coaching philosophy here, if you take a look at number 6, we don't play kids to make them happy. Athletes are played because they have a great attitude. They do the things that are required plus more. They add the most value to the team. They understand their roles. Their number one goal is to make the team better, and they do their job better than somebody else. One of my all-time favorite players to ever coach graduated about 4 years ago. He hit over 400 as a junior, but he really struggled as a senior. Unfortunately, we had to bench him halfway through his senior season because the other guys were just performing better. He understood, he became the best possible teammate he could be, and he found ways to help the program out in the dugout, at practice, and anytime he got an opportunity in the game. That's really what our program's all about, just doing what we can, being a part of something bigger than themselves. If you look at number 9, my door is always open, so is my mind. Please have the same attitude. I always want to meet with the player before I meet with the parent. I will always be honest with players. They may not like what I have to say, but I will be honest with them. We're honest with them now so they don't hate us later for it. We're going to talk through some things. We're going to discuss, the why. We're going to discuss whatever it is that we need to talk about, but we really do want players to advocate for themselves. Number 10, character counts. All of our players are student athletes. We want well-rounded players who represent our program well on and off the field. Our coaching staff wants our players to look back on their 2, 3, 4 years in the program and say, that was the best time. That was the best time of my life. They love their coaches, their teammates, and the overall experience. Wins and losses come and go, but those relationships last a lifetime. Want to take a look here at our player and parent expectations as well. For our player expectations, again, a lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. The first one, use of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs will not be tolerated, and suspension, removal of the team, will result. Obviously, it's a zero tolerance policy, that type stuff. We're going to follow the school district code of conduct. Second one says all players will maintain their grades, go to class, and get their schoolwork done. If you need extra help, see me or your coach, and we'll work it out. Cutting class will result in a loss of playing time. Look, when it boils down, I'm a teacher first, a coach second. We can't go to extra help every single day for 2 hours, but a few minutes, a few times a week, notify me or your coach in advance, and we'll certainly work it out. We want them to get the support that they need in the classroom. All players must attend all practices and games. Missing practice or a game because of schoolwork will not be tolerated. Make sure you manage your time. Missing multiple practices will result in suspension or removal from the team. Really what it boils down to is we don't miss practice or games. It's just not something we do. In 19 years, I missed 1 practice for the birth of my daughter. I missed 2 games, and it was just last season because my father was in the hospital down in Florida. Other than that, I've missed countless family functions, vacations, weddings, various events. We made a commitment. We honor it. And the bulk of our guys do a great job with that. All players must conduct themselves in a positive manner and treat teammates, coaches, parents, officials, and opposing fans with respect. First class, all the time. We take pride in what we do as a program. We understand that we represent each other, our community, and our school. We honor the game, we honor the program, and we want to live in the moment with our teammates and just have a great experience with it. We don't want any negative press or negative attitudes or anything like that to take it down. Some of our parent expectations. So if you take a look here, first off, refrain from discussing playing time with the coaches. We play the lineup that we feel gives us the best chance to win. I tell the players, if your parents are at home complaining about playing time, give them a hug, tell them that you love them. Players should speak with me, and we'll have an honest discussion about it. Number 2, please stay out of the field area before, during, and after games and practices. I doubt during basketball games we see somebody go down to Coach Repa's sideline and hand somebody something to eat or drink. Let's just not do it in the baseball dugout either. Number 3, let the players play, the coaches coach, and the officials officiate. We ask the kids to conduct themselves in an appropriate manner all the times. Parents should do the same. We had a parent a number of years ago at a tournament making fun of the umpire and criticizing every call. I had to stop the game mid-inning, walk up to the parents and ask them to calm down. It was in front of everybody. It's really ridiculous and embarrassing for sons to have to see that. It's embarrassing for the program to have to go through that, especially in front of another team and the umpires. We just ask, if you can't control yourself, walk away, calm down. Number 4, please support the program and help your sons have a positive experience. We have great parents. We've had great support through the years. Most parents throughout my entire career have been outstanding. Please, if you're going to criticize anything like that, we understand it. I get it, right? Calls are going to be scrutinized and criticized. I have thick skin. I understand it. But please don't be a negative influence in front of the players. If a kid hears that when he goes home and all he hears is negative about the program, it's going to be tough for that player to have a positive experience. Number 5, encourage your sons to speak with the coaches first. And number 6, please have all your sons at games and practices on time and pick them up from the field on time. We as coaches have family lives too. We have responsibilities outside of baseball. And we do ask that you respect those times that we've posted. Okay. As far as anything else is concerned, if you have any questions, please reach out to me via email. You can reach me at ssaunders@byramhills.org. And then the other big one is just make sure you're on SportsU so we can update with all relevant information, schedule changes, things like that. Okay. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.